Holes were appearing in my shirt, so he must have had moths. My teeth were falling out, so the dentist must have been lying and scamming. I put an empty jar back in the refrigerator and I rattled the pan around on the burner. We don't have any food, I said. You nodded. We don't have any gas or electricity or love in our lives. You said if it felt that way, then we should fix it. We filed for divorce and I lost a boatload of money. My hip wore out and I fell on the bus in front of 100 people. Some doctors put in a new one, they put it in on the wrong side, which causes me all kinds of trouble. There was an old dead dog gathered up against the door to our apartment building and I just couldn't get over it. I took a bunch of ketamine to stop thinking about the way the dog looked, and I imagined I was in a furnace in the basement of my mother's old Kentucky home. I hate drugs. I hate the sores on my feet. I hate ghosts and all the tricks they're so obsessed with. Nothing lasts. Nothing's really all that funny. I was leaning against a tree in the park that was all covered with ants and spiders and gum. I saw you on the bus, and I went up to you and said, "Nothing lasts." You were reading some ancient book by someone I could give two shits about. I know, you said. I'm so angry, I told you. I know, you said. I got a pizza that was supposed to have chicken on it, and it didn't have chicken on it at all. I bought a 6-pack of Coke from the corner store and opened the first one in the bed, and it made a goddamn mess when the can exploded onto my lap, shirt, and pillow, and then I was just suspicious and distant with the remaining 5 cans of Coke. The phone was ringing, but every time I answered it, I only heard the sound of my own teeth falling out. I started putting them in a jar by the bed. That's where it mostly happened, because that's where I mostly was. I kept listening to sad music, but the chords were all cheesy, and it didn't sound anything like real sadness. I'm full of so much real sadness, I told the corner store guy, and I don't know how to express it, and it's frustrating. He nodded. He asked how you were, and I told him you were gone. Is that why you're so sad? He said. Sometimes, yeah, I said, but there's all this other stuff too. I was buying coconut water, but then I read on the internet that it's not as hydrating as the marketing would lead you to believe. I drank some silky tap water instead, and then some orange juice, and then some chocolate milk. I bought a cat that's always hungry. I bought some little plants that won't stop dying. I went up on the roof and they were having a barbecue there, but they had overcooked the chicken and all the beer was weird. Look at how good you have it, I told them. You don't have to care about anything. I care about stuff, said one, and he listed some things that he cared about that seemed legitimate. I have a very difficult life, said another, and I've overcome a lot to get where I am. I don't have to care about anything, said yet another, but I still do, very much, embarrassingly so, and to a degree that only hurts me socially, but that people forgive because it's an admirable enough trait. So I was wrong, and I had to admit it right there in front of everyone, which is always just the way with everything. I stole a sweater and I got caught and I was banned from the vintage store on 24th that I liked quite a bit. I read 6 books in a row and I had absolutely nothing to say about any of them. I was watching TV and then the power went out and then the building caught fire and I live above an animal shelter and my windows were open and the floors are pretty thin so I heard everything. I was invited to a murder mystery party and someone lost his or her mind and killed everyone at the party except for me, so I had to give my statement over and over again to a bunch of suspicious cops. I saw you at a party and tried to tell you how busy I've been, but I sounded anxious and some of it sounded a little bit like lies. You were incredibly supportive and affectionate in a very controlled way. I had a kid with someone I didn't know very well. We didn't stay in a relationship, but we still keep in touch. I was on an airplane that didn't crash and the Wi-Fi was useless. You were enjoying Bob Dylan at a work event, but I had trouble getting into it. I got a hotel room for the hell of it and did a bunch of sit-ups and got some kind of rash on my back from the carpet to the sheets, I don't know which. I misfiled my taxes and wound up owing a bunch of money, so then I started overpaying just to be safe, but that wasn't a satisfactory solution to the problem. I assured the guy at the corner store that it wasn't a comb-over, I'm just repositioning my bangs so my hair looks uniformly thick and organized. I bought a Ben & Cherry's Coors. I bought a pumpkin It's It. These are San Francisco jokes. I bought an iPhone 6. I watched all of Game of Thrones and thought, yeah, that's it, exactly. I went to a normal cafe on a normal street and told everyone about all the normal things I'd been doing. I kept flipping this coin and getting tails, 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 tails. The Blue Angels were in town, but but I kept missing their flybys. I sent a bunch of texts to all the kids I went to high school with, and they're all doing fine. I was in a field in the country with 100 people, and everyone kept talking about all the shooting stars they were seeing just out of the corner of their eye. I got a better job and some security, and I'm pretty attentive to the paperwork that comes my way. I got another cat, and she sleeps on my chest, stomach, or groin sometimes, but mostly she just likes to lick my wrist over and over and over and over. I bought a Ouija board and talked to every ghost I could think of to talk to. One of them told me that the hardest part of living is getting it all done, which is a smug thing for a sulky ghost to say. I started taking these pills. They give you a little energy, but make you shit like a tire deflating. I went around apologizing to everyone I knew, and they were all universally understanding and receptive. I saw some vampires. I saw a ghoul. I got laid off in a really, really polite way. I got sober but missed a few meetings and lost control of myself. My air mattress deflated. I saw you with a muffin and a baby at the park, and I asked if you remembered my name, and you nodded and patiently explained, "Of course I remember your name, man. We used to be really close."